the ServiceNow strategic portfolio management, and specifically we'll talk about the project management. My name is Mohammed Rashid Kamal. I'm a certified technical architect. All right, so specifically today's session, which is the strategic portfolio management, we'll take a look at project management, some best practice, and also we'll compare the ServiceNow project management with some of the legacy. And this version, what we look in here is the ServiceNow Vancouver, the Vancouver release. That's what we have in ServiceNow. Every 6 months they will come with the new features and functionality. What we have, or what we're gonna cover here, is the Vancouver release. Ladies and gentlemen, without any delay, we're gonna go ahead and talk about the project management. Now, a lot of projects really depend on, or a lot of company really depend on managing a project, because project is the backbone of a given company. So managing the project sometimes become really challenging. It may be because of managing the resource or because of managing the time and comparing one project to the other and which one can I get. Because when you start to decide to go ahead and work on a given project, you may need to compare any financial benefits you can have, and also you might compare the risk as well, because one project could have a higher risk, managing a higher risk than another project. So we'll compare financially, risk-wise, and also the timing and so which project should I do it first and then the next one, things like that. Now the legacy project management tools and technology, like when you talk about Excel or Jira and all of that, they will come with a lot of shortcomings when compared to the ServiceNow. Here with the ServiceNow, it's really a streamlined project management, starting from the innovation, which is what we call it idea. We used to call it idea project management and demand management as well. That's going to give you overall managing, converting your idea into project, your idea into demand, and then that demand eventually can convert it to project. And that's really give you a higher hierarchy. And then the more important part here is the scenario planning, where you can do a what if scenario, what if situation, so that way you can compare different projects and then you can decide. All right, so now another difficult part when you're using these different legacy tools is estimating the project resource wise, like how much resource a given project will cost me, and also managing any associated costs toward doing that project as well. And over scheduling is a little difficult, and when it comes to value assessment is also really difficult. All right, so let's go ahead and move to end-to-end visibility and insight within the ServiceNow platform. Now, the ServiceNow platform really gives you this higher level end-to-end view. So it's give you your strategy for outcome realization. Not only that, you can also create your strategic roadmap through this different ServiceNow platform. Now, within the ServiceNow, you'll have your own CMDB structures, right? The CMDB structures, which is your main different systems we rely on. Like think about your ITSM, ITBM, all that, or strategy portfolio management really rely on your internal application or the business apps. Those business apps really stay in your organization, and you can go ahead and relate those. So any cost associated to them, and also any associated incidents, could be change management associated to those, you can go ahead and use. So we'll have that continual improvement throughout the process. Okay, now this managing projects, you can do them in different way. You can use the hybrid structure, or also the agile fashion based on the story. You can capture your story within the ServiceNow platform as well. So in general, ServiceNow is really one of the tool where you can integrate it. It's a cloud based, or I can say it can be accessed through your URL and you can integrate to different tools, like for example your Jira and Azure DevOps as well, so that can expand the benefit more to you. Not only that, when it comes to comparing ServiceNow to other project management, it comes with its own 3 security levels. Okay, then you can control your different end users will have visibility based on how you set up. All right, now overall project management using the ServiceNow application, it's going to give you a one place to track and manage and share your changes, right, and help you to ensure team and funding alignment with different strategic priority. So we'll take a look at later here, so you can compare and you can prioritize based on their risk, right, based on the benefit they're going to bring, and also based on their size as well. Right, you can compare that one, you can prioritize your different projects and different demands as well. So that way your portfolio managers will have overall insight which project to give a fund and which one not to give, and so on. And this is going to give you like greater visibility and also agility that can help you to adapt different plans in your project management. Now, when it comes to the environment, you can do like shift funding, a resource from run to grow business, and overall help you to scale and also work methods. Okay, that's what we have. Now, within the ServiceNow platform, you can increase the value and also delivery of the outcomes. That means this will give you, starting from the creation of your demand, right? This demand could come from the idea portal or the innovation, right? It's gonna come from there. You can move your demand to a project, and you can see now all things are going through that way. All right, perfect. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take you to the next session here. We'll talk about the strategic planning management. So strategic planning management is really there for you to strategize your project, align, and also deliver your project. Okay, now your roadmap strategy to maximize the outcomes, not only that, your goals and targets, and a strategic roadmap planning. All right. Okay, so delivery work using any methodology within the ServiceNow platform, like a unified enterprise backlog. Okay, if you would like to use a waterfall, agile, safe methodology, that's there for you as well with the ServiceNow platform. Now, this is overall. I'm going to go ahead and turn off my camera so we can really focus on the content here. Now, this strategic portfolio management, overall you got your project and also portfolio management. What we have here is going to show you what are really the components there within the ServiceNow platform. Okay, you can do your investment funding, right, finding your investment. You got innovation management, which is mainly the idea. You can do your innovation management, and ServiceNow really come with idea portal or the innovation management portal that really give you to vote to different ideas, and then from there you can convert the higher one to a demand, and that demand eventually you can move it to a project. Okay, and within your platform you can manage that project. Okay, and now if you have your project and also different demand, you can convert them to a program, so you can put them into a program level, and then from there you'll have your portfolio management. It really contains your either a demand, multiple demands, or multiple projects there. Okay, now all these will help you to strategic spend and track. Okay, as you do all of these, your project, program, portfolio, and all of that, you can see the spending, where the money is really going, and also how your expenditure looks like. Now, the ServiceNow platform is really come with the Now Platform CMDB capability that can feed your different project with the required applications and also configuration items. So you will see, what components are really included within that. Okay. help you to do your strategic planning. And then the scenario planning is really there for you, for portfolio managers, really to make a different what if scenario, and then you can fund them based on the risk and so on, like which project has a higher risk, and also the scoring, project scoring as well. We'll take a look at that in detail, how the scoring will work within the ServiceNow platform. Okay, now let's talk about planning, prioritizing, because when you really work on a ServiceNow project, it's more about planning. Okay, you have to plan ahead of time, so that way planning is really 50% of your project. I can say 50%, because if you well planned your project and prioritize, it's going to be easier from there to go ahead and eventually get your project completed. So you're gonna drive your digital transformation through innovation, right? And then you will have your creating your plan. So this plan can be created in different phase, and you can go ahead and align that and also deliver. Align to business objective, whatever objective that we have, we can go ahead and align that. Okay. Now, let's talk about project management. There are really three important concepts in managing a project. First one is providing, and second is ensure, right? So when you talk about provide, it is you are providing appropriate knowledge and also tools and technique to your project activities in order your project to meet the requirement. Okay, so if you have a project, for example, to deploy ServiceNow ITSM implementation, now you'll take a look at what are the things that I need. Okay, so you will need different knowledge articles for that ITSM implementation to be used. Not only that, so we'll go ahead and see if there are any change management, if it is required, and what are the different modules that we're going to implement. So those are some of the things that we need to decide in that project, so managing that. And when you work on ITSM projects, you will also need your CMDB. So those are some of the tasks you can go ahead and include it in that implementation. So provide what you need for your project. So that's where it's gonna start, providing. And when we say ensure here in your project to stay on budget, right? Make sure, because when you start your project, you will go ahead and allocate a given amount of budget, so you need to make sure you're staying on budget, finishing on time, stay on the scope as well, because once you start working on, there could be some out of scope activities that might come, and at that time you can say this is not within the scope, so we don't have the budget and also the time, so you can go ahead and you set aside those requirements for later different project. Okay, so a good example here is ITSM, right? When you work on ITSM, things might come, for example, going to using the ITSM for another, connecting the ITSM to another platform, for example, the CSM, customer service management. So in that case, since you don't have the budget, you can go ahead and put that one for later scoping. Okay, and that's what is ensure is optimize, is really achieving your project activities, like project objectives through your set of activities. You'll have different activities, right? When you achieve those activities, so you are optimizing your project. You have the start and end dates, right? And then from there, you'll have your deliverables will come through time. Okay, now what are the key concepts when you talk about projects? So here, portfolio. Portfolio is a collection of your projects managed as a group to achieve strategic and operational objective. So those collection of projects can give you your portfolio. And by the way, in portfolio, you can also include a given demand as well. All right, when you talk about project, this is a planned collaborative effort that can design to achieve an objective project. Okay, now there are different methodology. One of them here is the agile. Agile is any temporary planned collaborative effort that is designed to achieve an objective and use agile methodology. Basically using the agile methodology, and it's mainly depend on using a story. Okay, there is project workspace. That is really, you can use that unified graphical interface that can help you manage different projects. Okay, so these are, I'm gonna leave this one for you to read it, but in general, there are the key concepts what we can take a look at or work on when you are working on a project. There are 3 types of project phases: a waterfall phase, agile phase, and also a test phase. The agile is mainly contain stories. Okay, if you work using a story, that's primarily giving you your agile phase. Waterfall phase is mainly task based. Once you complete one task, you are moving to another task. Okay. And test case, these are a collection of related tests that you will have. Awesome. Now, risk and problem. These are risk and problems are really you will find in different projects. You might encounter different risks and problems, but the most important thing is identifying those risks ahead of time, so that way we'll have a solution for them. Okay, when you do a given project, you might have a change, right? Change request, we call it change request. So these are the requests to change a given scope or schedule or cost of a project. As much as possible, it's good to limit the changes that's for a given project, because otherwise, because always resource is in constraint, because of that, we need to keep the change to be limited. Okay. Cost plan, these are the project cost plan that capture your cost of project, the different cost of project. Those are the cost plan. We'll take a look at that can be generated by the system as well. All right, story, these are small discrete part of a given task. Story, it's really that are expressed in a plan, plain language to help you read and understand. So when you work in agile methodology, you will have a story. Okay, status report. These are really showing you the snapshot of your different redux, right? Your risk, issues, decisions, and also actions for your project. So you will generate different status reports on different time. All right, so let's move on to the project management process. Now let's take a look at these are the 5 project management process, and that's going to start from initiate phase. Primarily during initiate phase, what's going to happen is you can create the project, right? Create the project. Now, once you create the project, you will decide the executions. Is this going to be like, is this going to be the program or portfolio? That's what we call it here, the execution type. Okay. And from there, you will also decide who's going to manage this project. You will go ahead and assign to the project manager. And that project manager really is going to review and understand what's going to be done. And sometimes you might need to go ahead and take a look at where this project is really coming from. Is it from a demand, right? That's going to be there for you as well as a record. Okay. During plan phase, you go ahead and create a different key milestones and task for your project. That's really important. And also you will attach any stories or epics. So in your story, these are really small level of story if you are really working on the agile methodology. You can update your resource plan and also cost. You will create any redux if there is any risk to your project, right? That needs to be added as well. All right. Execution is really going to create your status report with your project health indicators. And while you execute your project, you'll also monitor for any budgets and also timeline, okay? For any budgets and timeline, because time is really, you start your project, the time you start, it's going to be the start date, and then you'll continue work until you complete all the tasks, and we'll have the percentage as well. Communication is very important when you continue work on your project, because you will provide status update to higher level management as well. And if there is any stakeholders who are responsible, stakeholders who are really interested to hear the result of that project, and if you have any risk, to go ahead and bring it to the stakeholders, that is the time you can do it also during execute time. Okay. Now, delivering, it's really there for you to meet your task dates, okay? Completing your time tasks, and quality of the project is also really determined. All right, and close phase is mainly there for you to go ahead and transit your plan and communication to key stakeholders that the project is completed, and then from there we can analyze any baseline and also actuals. And we can conduct post-implementation review so that we can learn for future how we can go ahead and manage, how we can go ahead and do projects that way. All right, that's all we have in this session that we covered about project management overview. On the next session, we'll talk about the resource planning. That's also another important part of strategic portfolio management, the resource management, the resource planning. We'll talk about some of the financial terminologies and so on. All right, that's all we have in this session. I am Mohammed Kamal. We'll see you on the next episode. Until then, I wish you a great day, everybody.
ServiceNow is many things.
Not only it's flexible,
but also extremely
powerful in every aspect of design.
Learn ServiceNow by joining ServiceNow Star.
ServiceNow Star is a single place where you can get ServiceNow questions and answers, so that you can be ready to pass your certification as well as
ServiceNow demo.
Exactly, a lot of demos here in ServiceNow Star. You get a demo on ITSM, ITBM, Service Portal, so many things. Join ServiceNow Star today.
And also the Service Portal.
Yes. Bum. Join ServiceNow Star today to get a lot of things related to Service Portal, widget development. You'll get a lot of those things, cool features, and also tips and tricks how you can easily develop your own Service Portal using so many experience gathered from one of the ServiceNow developer, Mohammed Rashid Kamal, has worked for many C-suite company. So he's now sharing his experience. He is with the ServiceNow Star.
Yeah. Become a ServiceNow Star.
There are a lot of releases coming from the ServiceNow. We are in Orlando. Paris is coming up. Quebec
and Rome are going to be in the 2021.
If you want to be on top of your release, which is coming from the ServiceNow, you can join today ServiceNow Star. Join ServiceNow Star today. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share our videos, and we thank you for that, ServiceNow Star.
Thank you for watching our YouTube channel. I want to say thank you so much. If you haven't yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe so that way you can get the latest videos coming to you straight. And we have completed today's session. We'll see you on the next episode, which is going to be the resource planning. Until then, have a great day.